Y'all took free love to another level.
Well, we had to outdo the hippies.
I know, but that's what I mean. Like, your generation's goal was to do worse than the hippies. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, episode 80. Jamie, how the heck you doing, my friend?
Oh, man. I'm doing, I dropped a deuce this morning.
There you go.
It came out with a rainbow and a horn. I think I created a unicorn. I gave birth to a
uniturd.
A butt corn.
A uniturd.
A unicorn.
Butt turd. Butt corn.
I do not have Peyronie's. I was examining my private area.
How do we go?
To see if it curved the wrong way, and I do not have Peyronie's.
Your pit road's not curved, is what you're saying.
Breaking news! I do not have Peyronie's. I was watching the ads during the race yesterday.
You know how many diseases you
from a buildup of scar tissue.
Well, what are you doing?
How do you get scar tissue when you're a little man?
Would you Google this?
No, it was on the ads. I caught up after Larson hit the...
They tell you on the ads how you get Peyronie?
Yeah, it's a buildup of scar tissue on your wiener.
What kind of surgeries are you having on your wiener for, what, 9 out of...
Were you overly aggressive?
They said 9 out of 10 males have it or something like that?
I was like 2 out of 10. It's like, I was wondering, why would you even invent this unless it's a real issue?
If your pit
How does it straighten it out? What if it over straightens and you got the opposite of Peyronie's? You got Geronies. It curves the wrong way.
It goes just complete opposite side, like bloop, bloop.
Is there a position in the Kama Sutra for reverse Peyronie's? Geronies?
It's called side sex. You lay on your you lay on your side and it just curves around.
You better be well endowed to be able to have it bend the wrong way and still have sex.
Take your arm.
Imagine.
What if it has two bends?
I think it's from over-aggressive teenagers.
What if it's like a lightning bolt, like bend?
I think it's a millennial problem.
Do you get rid of that? Like, I have a lightning bolt.
You mean like the zigzag on Charlie Brown's sweater?
Like Harry Potter's scar.
Oh, it might.
What if it bends right, then back left?
Well, that might be gratifying for your male or female partner.
What do you call that?
You like that political correctness there?
Male or female political partner?
Depending on,
your political correctness ability. I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of you. You had a rainbow unicorn turd, and now we're being politically correct.
Yes.
This whole intro went off the rails because of a rainbow.
Well, the 10 Peyronie's ads.
You went to the bathroom and found out you didn't have Peyronie's.
No, I wasn't at the bathroom. I was sitting at the makeup counter in our bedroom.
Jamie's sitting on the kitchen counter.
Looking, the dining room table. I sat up there, put my legs up on the chair.
He's on the dining room table naked. Oh my God.
The other thing is,
Dave, don't come in.
Everyone stay out of the dining room.
What is Dad doing
when
on the table?
Did Google,
Mom, Dad's on the table again, checking himself for Peyronie's.
Do you know you don't know if you have Peyronie's if you can't get an erection. So if you're
you might have to take an ED medicine
to check for
PD.
Yes, ED, PD.
So you basically need ED to know if you have PD.
I would bet, and I'm not a doctor.
Is this an old age thing?
Peyronie's? I don't know. Well, I think it is because of all the other drugs they advertised during the race. Not one of them was like, "Hey, children, this is the best Delta 9 you can get."
It's just, come try our Peyronie's.
I mean, we know this. You could be a millennial. Depends on which.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
Alphanumeric you're using.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
Kind of into gray.
No, I mean, maybe.
Well, if you look, there's like 3 different groups of 3 different ages.
Yeah, I know. I'm jacked.
You're in the gray.
We're in the middle.
You're there. But
we're in 84, which some consider
a friend of ours.
We're
told
either
us,
a millennial or a nothing.
A millennial friend of ours who's a little younger than you, maybe more. I don't know how old people are anymore. But anyway, he said, "I love Delta 8. Do you think he knows he's going to test positive?"
Probably not.
Our millennial friend?
Probably not.
I don't think he's worried about Peyronies.
Probably not.
Should he be, though?
Worried about Peyronie's or worried
I
about...
think once porn became free on the internet,
That's where Peyronie's
you
came
could
from?
be overly aggressive with your little Herman Munster down there, and you could cause bruising and scar tissue.
Cause Peyronie's?
What if you squeezed it too hard?
That would be a bad day.
You're overly aggressive.
Are you speaking from experience? I feel like I sound
Well,
like...
porn was
like
not
Dr.
free
Drew.
when I
I'm
was
Dr.
a kid. When
Today
I was
on
a kid,
Loveline.
they still made them in magazines.
Porn?
Yeah, but your problem would be paper cuts. Paper Peyronies.
Well, that would be scar tissue.
Well, I guess.
You have paperonies.
Paper Peyronies.
You got paperonies.
Doesn't it sound like a pizza, though? Can I have Peyronies on that pie?
You got pepperonis.
Pepperonis. Maronis.
Thank you. See, we're no different than flipping door bumper clear sometimes. Like, they go
Do
off
they
on
have
these,
Peyronies?
They go off on it. No, I think
They don't get to see the ads because they're actually
Yeah,
they're
so
calling the race for their
Freddie-
driver.
Freddie doesn't realize that the purple Peyronie's car that he spotted for this weekend,
Was that a Kool-Aid car? I don't know who it was.
it looked like
Or was it that
It
burglar
looked-
guy from McDonald's?
it was the McDonald's characters who it was, but it looked like a purple dingaling. That's all I can call it. It looked like a purple. It looked like a flaming purple dildo
It looked very strange.
going down pit road.
Now that you mention, it just came to me who it was.
It's the purple
Yeah.
from McDonald's, yes. And Tyler Reddick had the Hamburglar. Grimace is who. That's his name.
Oh, that was the zebra stripes. Yeah,
Yes.
McDonald's did a big mistake with their.
They had the prison escapee and the purple dildo.
Why would you have? They remember the playgrounds? That guy with plastic fiberglass dude was there. What? We don't even know what he was in jail for.
Hamburglar?
Yeah,
Wasn't that what his name was?
but Hamburglar could be he's handsy.
You had Hamburglar. You had the Grimace. Who else you had? You had the girl.
The dumb clown.
Ronald.
He always creeped me out, dude.
He scared me so bad.
Like I did not want him to come out on the McDonald's
No, like,
playground.
why do you keep wanting me to sit in this
Why do I have
clown's lap?
to? Uh-huh.
Like
A
sit
fiberglass
right
clown.
here in my lap.
That's like Jared from Subway.
Yes. They have a fiberglass Jared from Subway.
I
That
don't
would
think
be
that-
awesome. Kids, come take your picture with Jared.
I listened to this podcast, Business Wars, and it was McDonald's versus Subway.
How's that
Do
even?
you
a
know they were
comparison?
so incompetent at Subway? Jared, after he got arrested for child molestation and child porn, for 6 months it was still on their website, his kids club. The
Really?
Jared Kids Club. They were
Wow.
so incompetent, the leadership at Subway.
Never heard that one. Did he really get arrested for all that crap?
He's in jail right now.
Really?
Jared's in jail.
Yeah, I'm so far outside.
He has kitty problems. And I don't mean meow. I mean,
With his kitty?
well, supposedly they were like 13 and 14-year-olds that would show up at
They
the
weren't
grand
his kids?
opening.
They weren't his kids.
No, but they accused him of being handsy and inappropriate with questions he asked.
I heard he was an
And
alcoholic.
they like hit it. Maybe he lost his weight from child abuse. Anyway,
He's a weird dude.
well, he'll probably end up dead in jail.
Probably. All right, so this is episode 80. Now that
Wow, 80?
we've survived the intro. Yeah, this
Oh,
episode
what is
goes out
this?
to Stewart and Kelly. Stewart, as you know, is
Major
with-
sponsor of the show.
Yeah, he is. Y'all hear about him every week during our ad for Danny Carden Plumbing. I mean, he's our number one sponsor, actually.
If your poo is blue and won't go down the drain, don't squeeze your main vein. Call Carden Plumbing. That doesn't rhyme. Check for Peyronie's. But he will not do it for you.
No, Stewart ain't going to check you for Peyronie's. Don't call Stewart for your Peyronie's check.
You think he's ever gone to unplug a toilet and looked at the dude and said, dude, you need to drink more water?
Oh, no.
That would be helpful, though, to someone that's not. That could prevent kidney stones.
I mean,
If you don't drink enough water, there's all kinds of things that are bad that can happen to you.
I'm just thankful we ended up in heating and air, not plumbing. I don't think
plumbing though is year round.
We're seasonal, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, we're kind of screwed now. We're waiting for it to go below freezing now to
I guess
sell anything.
Yeah, you got a point. It is year round. People have plumbing problems.
People have diarrhea all the time.
Probably worse in the wintertime with pipes busting too. So
I've been to a public bathroom like once a month, same one.
Yeah.
Someone has diarrhea issues.
At a public?
I think that's a doctor's call. It's not really public.
I wonder if Stewart's ever had to call a doctor and be like, well, I don't know what this guy ate, but you need to go to the doctor, man.
He could be like, an unlicensed health helper.
Pediatrician.
Dude, that looks like a pineapple.
Ooh.
Do you want to, maybe you should break it up a little in your stomach before you, anyway. Thank you for sponsoring us, Carden Plumbing.
Yeah, thanks, Stewart. We greatly appreciate you. And Danny Carden Plumbing is.
Doesn't his wife run a bar? A real nice bar. We went to it.
Yeah, Kelly got the Tavern on 74. If you're ever in Peachtree City, check them out.
Nice people there. Yeah. We were there for a pre-race thing.
Yeah, we had a great time.
With that famous dude.
What was his name?
He probably says the same thing about us. They're like, you're there with this podcast. He says, what's their names? He actually calls the race for MRN, though.
Yeah, he had the tequila.
Yeah.
We could call the race. Just like that Fox. I mean, we
ought to record it, shoot it on a green screen, and just go. Did you notice they kind of sucked?
I honestly, during like halfway through stage 1 of the truck race, I actually muted it.
That was good because...
And I had it actually improved the race 100%.
They were off their game.
I heard on us. I mean, dude, they've been off their game since Fox.
The 12 car goes low, and I'm looking, and he's against the wall. I'm like, what the? They're
trying to talk about wrecks that happen, and
while wrecks are happening,
they don't even know what had happened yet. They're just making it up as they go. Fox does not deserve any form of, maybe ARCA.
Do you think maybe they did
NASCAR
the truck
Mexico
race? I think they did the truck race in Mac Reynolds' basement.
I think they're in
or his shed out in the backyard.
It's probably the basement of one of Michael's breweries.
Oh, okay.
It's cheaper. That's part of Michael's paycheck is they get to use his basement.
I mean, they don't know what they're doing.
Hey, this dude. So I was reading headlines this week. This guy, his name is Michael Nash. He lives in Alaska. He robbed a bank. The problem was this was the same bank that he had robbed previously. And the first attempt was featured on that show TV's World's Dumbest Criminals. The first time he robbed the bank, he handed him a note. And on that note, it had his name and his birthday. The demand note he handed him was a completed form for government-assisted living.
Wow.
He handed him a filled-out government-assisted affordable housing.
I need a piece of scrap paper. Here. Oh, I got this form here. Oh, let me write a note. Give me all your money.
All right, so you think that was dumb. Like, Michael Nash knew the only way he was going to get on season 2 of World's Dumbest Criminals to one-up himself, right? So then he goes down here like a couple weeks back, and he's going to rob the same bank that he hit back in 2018 and got caught with a government-assisted affordable housing form. This time, he goes when the bank's closed. He beats on the locked door until somebody comes to answer the door. They won't open the door because he's telling them this is a robbery. So they won't open the door, but he finally gets them to agree to taking a note. So he passes a note through the door. And on that note, the note says, "This is a robbery. Put the money in a bag and I will leave. This is a robbery. God help us all." So the bank supervisor calls 911 and says, "We're being robbed."
That's somebody that had Peyronie's and it got into his blood system.
This dude hangs around. Until the police get there to arrest him.
World's Dumbest Robbers again.
When police arrest him for the second time robbing the same bank, he reportedly is screaming over and over, "I've done this before."
So I hope the judge throws a book at him. You should get like an extra 10 years for being stupid.
That's what I'm thinking. It only makes sense, right? Like, just lock him up. Don't ever he obviously is really stupid. And, I tell my kids all the time, the one thing that you can't fix It's stupid.
Don't you think?
Once it's broke, it's broke.
I think there's probably a class of professional criminals out there. They don't get caught, so we don't know about them. These are the idiots that always get caught.
Yeah, but we don't make a TV series called World's Smartest Criminals. No, we don't know.
You just find out some painting.
It's like Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, 13,
Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York misplaced their Picasso.
Yeah,
that's a good criminal.
That's a smart. What's that Thomas Crown affair? You ever seen that movie?
The original or the second one with the fake 007 guy?
That one. Yeah.
No, I've seen the original.
The fake. Pierce Brosnan was 007.
He was fake.
Who's your James Bond?
Well, I never saw him when he was like contemporary because he was old as dirt.
Sean Connery?
Sean Connery's badass.
He is, but he still wasn't.
And then the new guy who just retired is my second favorite.
Yeah, the dude that not very popular guy. Like, he's not in a lot of movies.
He's only in James Bond, I think. No, I've seen him in one.
Yeah, he's in other movies, but he's not in a lot of movies.
No, he's not like the starring role. Yeah. This made his bank.
Yeah.
What did he do? 5 or 6? I don't even know his name. The only blonde-haired 007.
Was he blonde? I thought it was short hair.
He's blonde. Well, it's short too.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about now. I'm thinking
Roger Daltrey. No, that's the Who.
I got no idea. Wow. I'm sure Brandon knows exactly who.
I don't know a lot of British people, but when I do, I stick with their name.
So as we learned a few weeks ago, Jamie is a Swiftie fan.
Woo!
So did you know her new movies created a lot of controversy over how to act at a movie?
If I didn't hang with the family all weekend, I would have gone to see the Eras tour.
Would you really?
I saw Barbie. Why wouldn't I?
She self-funded this film.
She's a genius.
$15 million, and over the weekend, in the last 2 weeks, it's made $130 million.
I'm gonna bet
that's a pretty good return on your investment.
By the time it gets released to a Netflix,
it's doubled that.
It'll gross $1 billion.
I mean, I could see it. So how do you think you're supposed to act at a concert movie event?
If I was a female or a male, I would dress up like her.
I'm over here doing the math.
You want me to dress up like her one day for the show?
I don't.
I'm going to do it.
I don't.
Well, it's not going to be like her. I'm going to have to go to Goodwill.
I mean, I went and saw that Metallica movie in 3D. It was at an IMAX theater. It was literally louder than a Metallica concert.
Did you dress like Taylor Swift when you went to the Metallica movie?
I did.
Huh.
I wore the hot pants.
You know what the problem is with that movie?
Metallica or Swift?
How does Metallica hand out backstage passes?
Well, see, Metallica's movie was better.
You're going to end up behind the screen.
Metallica was in 3D, man. That was the coolest 3D movie I've ever seen.
Well, obviously, so loud, she knows that she can do 2D and make bank.
Well, she should do 3D next time.
I want you to think about Taylor here. Now, forget the music.
Well, now she can afford to do a second movie.
I don't listen to her if she could afford to do a second movie before she did the first one. She's loaded. She's a billionaire. She has made more money in the last 5 years than the Rolling Stones have in the last 60.
She ain't country music anymore, though.
I didn't know she ever was.
I think she started.
Is Gaga country?
Gaga?
The lady of Gaga?
She's weird, man. She can
sing.
Is weird. She has a set of pipes.
She actually sang with the Rolling Stones. I saw on the news.
Her voice is phenomenal, but she is just like, I saw one video. She was wearing like steak as a shirt.
She's different.
Okay, different's a good way to put it.
I would say.
I go with different.
You know what? I would also say it's probably her personality that makes her attractive. She's kind of got that Barbra Streisand look.
Okay, yeah.
Don't you think?
Barbra Streisand.
I mean, she's wearing fashion, high fashion.
I'm getting
all that stuff.
Barbara Walters. That's the lady from the news.
Well, she
right?
probably wears high. She's old. I don't even. She's too old for me to know who Barbara. Wasn't she on the Chew or the Rip or the Tide or the
Roll Tide,
the Lunch? That all chick thing in the middle of the day. We're working, so we don't get to watch it. What's it called? The Oprah.
Oprah.
No, Oprah was one person. This is a group of ladies that sit at this table. Whoopi's involved.
Oh, they have Whoopi?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, not like it was a... what videos?
Now.
I don't know what Jamie watches during the day, but...
Well, I'm usually working.
The View.
That's it, The View. The Chew was something else. The fake View, wasn't it?
I don't know what the chew. The chew is like what you like.
That's like when you can't find Dr. Pepper, you get Mr. Pibb. The chew was the fake Coca-Cola brand to fight the View. Sound like the chew, the View?
I don't remember. I don't know. Man.
I need to take a day off from work and watch this stuff.
That's the only way you're going to know.
I mean, I remember when I was like not old enough to go to school. Like I went to kindergarten until like 11. 8 to 11. I think it was actually called Mother's Morning Out. Pre-kindergarten.
I thought you were saying you were in kindergarten until you were 11.
We got home in time to see.
I was 11 years old when I got out of kindergarten.
Well, it's 13 actually, but we got home at 11:30, and I could see The Price is Right. I was probably 5, 4, 5. I don't even know when you start school anymore. 2,
8.
These kids coming out of college.
The age?
We got these interns
5.
we work with.
5 or 6 is when you start school. Yeah, but those guys.
They look like us in high school.
Yeah, and they're in college.
Like, actually middle school.
They're out of college.
Yeah, but.
Mason's out of college, right?
Yeah, and he's a Mason, too.
He is a Mason?
Well, yeah, that's his name.
He's a Mason.
Would you call your son a Mason if you weren't a Mason and your son's not going to be a Mason? You got to look to see if he got that G ring on. All the Masons got that G ring. I think it means God.
Bling, bling.
Isn't that why it's G?
I have no idea.
Or is it OG? They left.
I think it's OG. Original.
Yeah, the pinky
Mason.
ring with O.
OM.
OG.
OM. Original Mason.
Original God. That's who I worship.
OG.
OG.
It doesn't say that in the Bible, though.
Well,
could you imagine God be like, Jamie, I'm the OG.
You know what is weird? There are other gods to the Bible. Did you know that?
He is lowercase and uppercase.
Remember he took Abraham? He said, dude.
There's lowercase and uppercase.
I want to be your only God.
Yes.
That means Abraham was worshiping other people too.
Lowercase g's.
Yeah, little g's. Little g's.
Little g's and OG's.
Yeah, you know about that.
You want the OG, not little g.
Right. But I think they got lost in history. Whoever he was worshiping before.
I think he got lost in when
transgender.
When James was, James. When he was
Jesus' brother, James?
No, King James.
Oh, the Bible dude.
Yeah, when he was writing the Bible.
I don't think he wrote it. I think he hired people.
You think?
If I'm a king.
Yeah, you're right.
Look, I can't write right now anyway. But I'm hiring some scribes. That's what they call them. Scribes.
Scribble for me, boy.
Hey, scribes.
Get to scribing.
Write me a Bible.
Scribe. Andale.
He probably had, that was probably.
Was that in Spain?
That was probably skill specific. Wouldn't they have to speak Latin to translate the Bible to English?
It was written in Hebrew.
No, I think it went to Latin.
Or Greek.
It was Aramaic, actually, not Hebrew.
You went to college. You went to college for this.
I did. I know a lot about history. I spent 7 years getting my bachelor's degree.
Exactly.
I studied history for 7 years. I have friends that were freshmen with me. They graduated with their PhD when I graduated with my bachelor's. Probably shouldn't brag about that, huh?
You're like Tommy Boy.
Yes. But I was
in college for 7 years.
I am his size now.
We're called doctors.
It was a little smaller back in the day.
It was a little smaller back in the day.
Yeah, that's how I got Peyronies.
Trying to stretch it out.
Slapping that sucker.
Trying to stretch it out.
Then my girlfriend at the time said straw is not sexy. That's so wrong.
Shoestring.
Goodness. OMG. Little G.
Let's talk about this guy in Lakeland, Florida. He hides in his drawers.
His underwear or like dresser drawers?
So the sheriff's office goes out looking for this guy, Johnny Yates. Johnny Yates is hiding.
Hey, isn't he in racing?
No.
Doug Yates isn't his cousin or uncle?
I think they're twice removed, second time by marriage.
Okay.
So Johnny's going to evade the cops. So Johnny decides the first line of defense, he'll take a whiteboard, hang it up on his front door and write, Johnny Yates does not live here.
Well, that's convincing.
That's what the sheriff's department walks up on when they get to his house. On a dry erase board. Like, Johnny, come on, man. Cardboard. Then it doesn't look so instantaneous. It could have been hanging there for days.
But we have run into some cops who probably look at it and go, I don't think he's here. Hey.
Right there.
Hey.
See?
Hey, you think
is this Johnny Yates we're looking for?
Says he ain't here.
It says he ain't here. It's AI.
He's sitting in his drawer going, I got him.
So then they throw in a smoke grenade to get the rest of the people out. Well, Johnny don't come out, so the police send the dog in. He's modified a Chester drawer and is hiding behind the drawers in a modified Chester drawer. Dude knew he was going to jail.
Is he a tiny man?
I didn't see a picture of him. But this is even funnier, dude. So as they're arresting him, he starts yelling to the deputies that he just ate methamphetamine and took some blue Viagra pills. He wanted the police to know, I just took some Viagra and had some meth. It's going to be a fun ride back.
He was checking for Peyronie's.
I don't have Peyronie's. Going to jail, I know I don't have Peyronie's. I'm good to go.
Why do they use a carrot and not a banana?
Why don't they
Would a banana demonstrate Peyronie's better?
Or a, squash. Because it's got the curl at the end of it. Or zucchini.
I think we're going to have I'm going to bring some
vegetables
next week, and we're going to see what has Peyronie's and what doesn't.
We're going to do the vegetable Peyronie's test.
They call it PD.
I know.
That could be confusing with ED. What if you get confused with your drugs and you don't have a Peyronie's issue?
And now you do.
And now you've just created it bent the wrong way because
you go left.
Did the wrong, while you're sitting behind your dresser drawer in your modified little bed and your whiteboard saying, I am not here.
Johnny Yates is not here.
Johnny Yates is not behind the whiteboard.
And he also does not have Peyronie's. I guess, maybe that's why Johnny was hiding in the chest of drawers.
He is from Florida, though. So he is a Florida man.
He is a Florida man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is a Florida man. He
is. He's a Florida man.
He's one of our Florida men.
Yeah.
And he took meth. So he's a native.
Yeah.
So he's a native. All right, let's play a game. I'm going to tell you some circumstances, and you're going to tell me what state this is in, okay?
Good.
A homeless guy sets up his homeless camp across the street from an elementary school. Dude's been convicted of child porn at some point.
That's definitely Los Angeles. Definitely.
The same man posts a sign outside his homeless camp that says, we'll trade meth for stolen goods.
And children?
Then he put another sign up that says, free fentanyl for first-time user.
Sounds like he's starting a business.
Now, he did get arrested and go to jail.
I would hope so. Was that out Los Angeles?
No, close.
Where? San Diego?
San Francisco.
Oh, it's even weirder up there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he put this across the street from a kids' school.
All the major stores downtown are leaving because they just let you come in and take whatever you want without paying.
I sent Jamie a picture this morning of a store in New York City where they have the laundry detergent with chains run through the handles so you can't steal their laundry detergent.
Well, we were there this year. They had plexiglass. It must not have worked.
I mean, it didn't even dawn on me till we got in there, and I was looking around, and
I would going to a CVS, wasn't it, or a Walgreens?
Something like one of those. I mean, I can't even remember what we needed.
We'd forgotten deodorant, and they had it locked up. Like someone's going to steal a $3 deodorant?
70% of that store, their merchandise is behind plexiglass to keep people from stealing it. How about just stop people from shoplifting?
You'd have to get the police involved.
Oh, they don't want to do that?
I don't know.
So this
I think maybe some people have handcuffed the police in doing their job because it didn't used to be this. It was COVID. COVID ruined policing.
I mean, yeah, a lot of things were ruined during COVID. That's why we have 38-year-old teenagers.
Well, one of the problems is every time, and I'm just going to say this, cancel me if you want.
Here he goes.
Every time one of these things have made national media, arrest that's gone
bad,
weird, whatever.
Yeah.
There was still a crime at the root.
Oh, no doubt.
So if you didn't do any crime, none of this would have happened.
Oh, I agree.
And I agree that there is some bias against some peoples.
Yeah, I mean, I think you got good cops and bad cops.
But if you didn't do the crime, that's like pushing that first domino over,
Yeah, no doubt. I agree with that. So
you lit the fuse, baby.
So while I was reading about the dude in San Francisco, the next ad on the news site I was on, it said this employee at the Home Depot in California, she got arrested because they realized that she had embezzled over $1 million in the span of 1 year out of the store.
Oh, we playing? Still playing? You guess? I'm gonna say it's California.
I said that.
I know.
Okay, yeah.
I thought you were making it easy for me.
I was trying to help you since you struggled on the last one.
Okay.
I even put the city, San Rafael.
San Rafael,
You know where
Brad.
that's at?
I say San Rafael.
So
I have no clue where it's
Home
at.
Depot called the police on this lady. Police went to her house. They barely found any cash at her house. They found tons of designer merchandise that they're pretty sure she didn't buy on a normal 9-to-5 Home Depot salary. She admitted right away to taking the cash. She was basically selling items, and if it was a cash sale, she'd pocket the cash. And apparently in San Rafael,
That's okay?
it's a high cash. They do a lot of business in cash, not card. They're not scanning.
Well, the
whatever.
government can't track you with cash.
Yeah, exactly. You don't buy ammunition with.
They're going to start
cards.
putting little, I think, we're going to get these real fine GPSs. They're
put
about the
inside.
size of a weave of piece of paper they make out of the dollar. I think they're going to start tracking us.
Nano GPSs.
Yeah,
I think they already do.
probably.
All right, so before we talk about the Homestead race, let's talk about last week. Vegas race.
It happened. I
Larson
watched it.
won, which is why he went out and ran into a sand barrel this week. But
It would have been more fantastic if it was water.
I don't think Vegas was that good of a race.
Eh,
There's nothing that impressed me from it. Like
Meh.
today, I can't think of any. Like, yeah, I mean,
Meh.
it was, yeah. That's
I
it.
expected more,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think I
It
kind
was
of.
a mile and a half.
At the end of the race, Ron Blaney got disqualified the next day.
He got requalified.
Re-qualified. Is it re-qualified
I don't know.
or reinstated?
But the France's little template
Their pegboard
was off.
Yeah, but I've heard of drivers sneaking in and messing around with those templates, like Darrell Waltrip and them guys. They jump fences.
Yeah, but that was back when the good Frenches were running things.
Oh, you're saying
This dude, Ben Kennedy's making the schedule. He doesn't know
I
what he's
think what
doing.
happened is they went to check Ryan Newman's height with the template. The guy carrying the template tripped, dropped the template. Template got banged and dinged and bent. And then they checked Ryan's car. Like, oh, yeah, he's like 13 inches low.
Do you think the other Ryan, retired Ryan, well, he races occasionally, still in Cup,
Oh, Bottle Rocket Ryan?
the Rocket Man,
Bottle Rocket.
do you think he works out? I mean, he's all,
There's no
he
neck.
can't even put his arms down. You notice he's just,
He's like no neck. It's all muscle. I'm Ryan Newman.
You can't pass
Watch
me
me roar.
on the sidewalk or on a mile and a half. Roar.
So he got his points back. It's just that it's like they had no news come out of that race, so they had to make some news at the end there.
You know, if they bring back
What can we
Ryan
do to
Newman,
entertain?
we could have more news.
Ryan Newsman.
Yeah.
NASCAR is definitely. Oh, they shortened the race at Chicago last week. It's going to be a 75.
But they didn't
lap
have enough
race.
bribe money. The France family
Dude,
did.
They had to
They had
shorten the
Cut the
event
budget in half.
in order for them to go to Chicago again. They had to shorten the event, shorten the teardown and setup times, reduce travel disruptions for impacted communities. They had to pay more for the city departments and agencies that are involved in facilitating the events.
Well, hold it.
They have
They're
to,
just a city, right?
yeah, but they
There's
have
no
to,
other cities in America they can go to?
That's what I'm saying. Like the things Chicago demanded NASCAR do, it would have been better just to go to a different road course.
Put it in some podunk town.
Like Chicago was very vocal about not wanting NASCAR in the first place. So why go back? I don't want to sound like Brett Griffin or anything, but
Go to some dinky town with a town square. Make that square part of a corner. 1 and 2.
NASCAR even said this year they'll work with growing the impressive investments in Chicago communities and opportunities for small minority women-owned businesses to participate as vendors.
You know what that sounds like to me?
A bunch of
The mayor
politics.
done ass raped me.
That sounds like a
And
bunch
let's
of
spin
politics.
this. Let's spin this because I've done been ass raped by the mayor of Chicago.
They had to pay $550,000 permit fee.
And those guys, as soon as it started sprinkling, they went home, city employees. Like, we're done.
That's the park district. So
See
the
ya.
park district, they had to pay $2 per admission. The city park district gets $2 per person who admits into the place, I guess with a ticket. 15% of the commission on the food, beverage, and merchandise sales. Everything NASCAR sells that day, the parks get 15% of.
So why don't they do?
Why don't they just race in the parking lot at Daytona International Speedway?
Well, actually, I like their road track.
Yeah, but they could make it even bigger. Make it a 30.
Go through the tunnels. You got 2 of them.
Yeah, come out. Make it like a 14-mile track. Come out, drive around the parking lot, go down the strip here.
Go to A1A down at the ocean.
Yeah, go
Do a half a mile.
Go around the Hooters. Go through Bass Pro Shops. Could modify.
No. Go through Beach House Inn.
It's gone.
I think they probably reopened.
Well, we don't want to disrupt traffic, so they can use the crosswalk bridge to go over.
Oh, those are, I don't know. That's some tight turning.
They could just make it one left and one left.
Make them jump out of the car and get into an adult go-kart, racing cart.
Golf carts?
Stolen
golf carts.
I know this guy that told me he's like 60. He wants to get into racing. And the cheapest form he could find, there's an adult class of karting. Did you know that?
What is that, golf carts?
No, they're go-karts, like the kids race. But this one is capable. It's a shifter, and it's capable of doing 95 miles an hour. Would you want to be on your kid's go-kart doing 95 miles an hour?
No.
They got a roll cage. These things don't.
Yeah, I know. No, it costs a couple $100,000 a year to be competitive in those go-karts as well. That would suck.
You're rolling over your roll cage is your neck.
Carson Hocevar.
Oh, dude.
He's racing in the truck series. In the championship. Sam Mayer's won the Xfinity
What's his
race.
first name? Kosin?
What'd I say?
Kosin Hartsevar?
Carson, not Kosin.
Kosin's his little brother?
Carson Hocevar. I like Carson. I'm going to screw his
I
name.
like Corson.
Corson.
Hocevar. Who's he racing for again next year in Cup?
Spire number 77.
Spire's just come out of nowhere, dude. What's up with that?
He's taking Ty Dillon's ride.
He's not taking it.
Nah.
Pop couldn't pay the rent anymore.
Nah. He won the race. Carson won the race. The truck race.
I saw that.
It's a good race. Sam Mayer's won the Xfinity race.
That was good too. I saw parts of that.
I enjoyed that too. And that's Sam's 4th win of the season, but his first oval win. So
what did Ty Gibbs have to say about that?
That he's done way better than Sam this year.
Still saying that?
Still saying it.
So even if Sam gets a championship,
he'll die on that sword. He's going to die on that sword.
Let's get. I want your take on Ty Gibbs.
I don't.
He has an enormous amount of talent. He really does.
He has an enormous ego.
He's got that too. What do you think will defeat him? What do you think? He will lean into his great driving skills, or is he going to lean into being an asshole? He needs to pick one of them. I think he should. He hasn't seemed to be able to do both at
Cup.
It's
too late to lean into being the heel. He's not a heel. He is a baby face to a T because he's a baby face, wants to be the baby face, but he's really a heel in real life. That's exactly what ask Jake the Snake. You listen to the DDP Snake Pit podcast.
I can't even say it that fast. The PPTT Snake podcast.
You got the DDP who got famous doing the DDT, but calling it the Diamond Cutter.
Has he talked about Ty Gibbs?
No.
Oh.
I don't think he watches now.
Maybe we should email him and ask him his opinion.
Well, he's in Smyrna. We can go see him.
Hey, he'll let us come
Mr.
into his house?
DDP.
He's probably all steroided up still.
Nah.
What do you want?
Dude, I love their podcast. If you haven't listened to the Snake Pit with Diamond Dallas Page and Jake the Snake and Conrad, you need to go check it out. It's a great podcast. I absolutely love it.
Are you endorsing them, Brad?
I am endorsing them for free.
Okay.
I stand behind that. It's the best wrestling.
Is that your
podcast.
favorite non-NASCAR podcast?
It is my favorite non-NASCAR podcast. It is my favorite wrestling podcast.
Top 3. I want your top 3 non-racing podcasts.
Well, the Snake Pit one.
Okay.
Small Town Murder.
I like that.
And
that'd be my top 3.
I got a news one I listen to. I can't remember what it's called though. It's like all the day's news in 5 minutes. I
would probably go number 1. Have you ever listened to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend?
No. That's number 1?
Yeah. I haven't listened to it yet. I just saw that he talked to the last 2 living members of Nirvana. My Beatles.
Your Beatles?
My Beatles.
Your Green Day?
Yeah, my Green Day. And I'll listen to that going home this evening. And then Small Town Murder. And then there's this Southern Mysteries. Have you ever listened to that?
No.
She talks about like murders and they never solved them from like the 1880s in the South. Good little 30-minute if you got a little pop and pop little drive from one customer to the other.
I gotta pee.
Gotta pee. Mark it. Brad has to pee.
Ooh, that's close.
Did you put it between your legs and pretend like you're a woman for a little bit?
Squatted. I squatted. Did the squattle waddle. I was prairie dogging except I had to pee.
Woo!
What do you call
Prairie
that?
dogging.
What do you call that?
Mm.
Fountain tipping?
Sure. We'll call it whatever you want.
That's fountain tipping.
You get the naming rights on that deal.
I had to go. It was bad.
Call Ben Kennedy. See if he can schedule your next pee.
Screw it all
You're going to have
up.
to pee on the road, side of the road, because there are no ovals in that sucker.
You had to charge me to pee. It's going to be a $550 permanent pee fee.
Can't pee in Chicago.
Dale Jr. returns and races Saturday.
He did damn good.
He finished 5th, man. Like, for me, a race with Dale Jr. just hits better. Like,
Did you see the post-race interview? He was tired.
Oh, yeah. He was woke. But
He said he might only do one race next year, Bristol. He said he was really not in shape. And he even said, I don't work out.
it's just different, man. A race with Dale Jr. in it doesn't matter what happens the whole event. Like, I'm happy. It makes my heart happy watching Dale Jr. behind the wheel of a race car.
You know what the problem is?
It just takes me back to my good old glory days of NASCAR.
Back when they had characters?
Yeah, back when
Because he was a character.
character.
Yeah.
We put him in the middle this week. I was gonna have him facing you so you could stare at his
Wiener?
wiener again.
Well, I'm
but
still not sure he's got one on the statue. I mean, he's got babies he's made. So we can, his wife can verify the
we
wiener.
can be confident.
Yes.
Christopher Bell won the race. Stage 2.
I'm impressed with Christopher Bell.
I had him in my fantasy garage and forgot to pull him out. I had him over Chastain and completely forgot to pull him out of my garage on fantasy.
Dude,
he goes and wins the race.
He earned it.
No doubt he earned
Flat
it.
out earned it. I mean, he was like a shark coming to a victim. Dar-dum. Dar-dum.
I mean, stage 1 was a good stage. I enjoyed stage 1 of the race.
1 and 3 were awesome.
Yeah.
2 was a nice little nap.
Stage 3 was kind of boring until Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney had their incident, and Larson ran into the sand barrels. Whose fault? Larson or Blaney?
Well, Larson admitted fault.
Do you think Blaney was being too conservative?
I think Larson was being too liberal.
I think Larson was being aggressive. I think Larson would have made pit road speed, though. I think what Larson was doing was going exactly like he had before all day long.
He realized, crap, I've already won. I don't want to ruin Blaney's day. That's what happened.
Or Blaney knew he was going to overcook it, so he intentionally slowed up earlier to send Larson into the sand barrels. Maybe
I had it recorded, and that's when I caught up under the red light.
I don't know what they were saying over Blaney's headphones, but maybe it was something along the lines of sandcastle, sandcastle, sandcastle. And that meant slow up early. So Larson, maybe he brake checked Larson in a sense. I think it was on
Larson
purpose.
Was flying, dude.
I think it was on purpose. I think Blaney did it.
You think? I don't think so.
No, I don't. I think it's just one of them things. Like, I think it's a racing thing. I think
Larson really wanted to win.
I don't think Larson's at fault. I don't think Blaney's at fault. I think Larson wanted to win, like you said, and he went in there hot and probably would have been okay without Ryan Blaney there. Blaney, on the other hand, Larson's won a race.
Blaney might have won if he didn't put a little damage on the car.
I think Blaney went in conservatively, not to screw up, because he had a good car and he needs to win to make it in, or he did at least, but he needed to win. Larson already has a win, so he's practicing coming to pit road.
I'm going to say the guy that won deserved to win. Bell deserved to win.
He earned it, no doubt.
He had some skill.
Well, I mean, I think Bell's a favorite anyway at this track because of his dirt background.
Now, there's a baby face that's nice.
Yeah, he's a baby face that's truly a baby face.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a whole lot of personality still. You know that Gibbs has put a driver in the playoffs every time since the playoffs have started, into the final championship round since it started.
So do you think...
You know how many championships they have in all those years, though? 2 with the same guy. And he's no longer there.
Tony Stewart won one.
No, since the final race, since the final 4 go to the final
Actually
race.
Won 2 there.
Since the final 4 run for a championship at the last race.
Since they made the playoffs?
Well, since they made the final race, a 4-guy shootout. Since they did that, Joe Gibbs has put a driver in it every single year, including this year. But out of every year, Kyle Busch has won 2 championships. They've only got 2 champions out of that. They posted that statistic online this morning, and all I could think of was, you've had this many shots and you've only got 2?
Well, I've got a...
Hendricks is about to have more than that in less years.
Well, Denny Hamlin needs to cancel his podcast till the season's over. He needs to concentrate on nothing but winning Martinsville.
I'm okay with that. I would be all right with that. I don't think it's the podcast. I don't think he's distracted.
No, just more time on the sim. Just look, this is Denny's year to win it. If he doesn't win it, he's never going to win it. My prediction.
I think
he's done.
Denny's either going to win the race Sunday at Martinsville, or he's going to completely choke. And it's either he's A, going to be in his head, or B, he won't. I think he needs to do exactly what he's been doing.
One of his drivers will win a championship before him if he don't win it this year. Reddick. That's my prediction.
Reddick could still win it this year.
He could, but Denny needs to win it this year.
I mean, yesterday he lost it on his own.
Didn't something break though?
Well, yeah, his steering broke or something. So what he said. I think obviously he didn't just turn right.
The steering wheel janked over there.
Yeah, I mean, something broke. I know Jeff Burton was trying to explain on TV how it was a tire from rubbing the wall, but Dale Jr.'s like, no. Both tires are up there, Jeff. It can't be that. And Jeff's like, oh, maybe that broke the toe link. You don't know.
How many
Jeff.
races did he win? 6?
But he don't know.
I've probably won as many cone races as he's won Cup Series. Not that they're equal. Not that autocross is the same as NASCAR, but it is a skill set.
John Hunter Nemechek got into Chastain.
I think they love each other.
I think John Hunter's going to tear up a lot of equipment next year.
I think he's going to take the place of the 21.
Well, I mean,
isn't that a new term for wrecking? He just decks the wall.
That's a teeth thing, isn't it? Dex
or is it
imaging?
A Ford thing?
I think it's a teeth thing, like dentures. They do denture scans.
What's called Dex imaginationing?
Well, it was imaging.
Oh, is that imaginationing? Oh my goodness! I thought it was imaginationing.
All right, so going into the final race, you got Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell guaranteed to race in Phoenix. Currently, William Byron is plus 30 to the good.
He's going to be there.
And Ryan Blaney's plus 10 to the good. I think William Byron also makes it. Who is the 4th driver?
Do you think it's going to be points, or we're going to have 3 winners?
I think
Denny's got to win Martinsville.
I really think Denny.
So does Blaney.
I mean, I think
it is
Blaney, Reddick, Hamlin, Truex, Buescher. One of those drivers have to win to get in. One of those 5. William Byron can win Martinsville, or he can just have a good day. I think
Byron could be the champion. But
I think if Byron makes it to the Ryan Blaney runs really good at Phoenix. Phoenix is going to come down to pit stops anyway, so Larson's got a fast pit crew. Honestly, if Denny could get in there, he's got a fast pit crew too. So
look at that list. The one thing you don't want to be is driving a Ford.
So seriously. So you think Byron makes it?
I think Byron's going to make it. It's that 4th spot.
Who do you think it is?
Virginia's Denny's home state. I mean, how's Blaney over there? Martinsville.
He runs all these drivers actually.
I'm looking at but I don't know.
All these drivers run pretty good at Martinsville.
I mean, I like Denny now since we became friends with him last year.
Yeah.
But
you pee next to him, man. You tend to have a lot of respect for him.
He tells you I'm his new friend, too. He flat out told me he was. I don't know about peeing next to somebody.
You never peed next to Denny?
No, never pee next to him. But
he was in his pajamas.
I mean, love you, Denny, but
you don't think he does it?
Oh, he chokes.
You think he chokes? All right, who do you got?
I'm gonna Denny. After all that, I'm still picking Denny.
I have to agree.
Not that this is our picks, but
no, I think
he's not driving a Ford.
Look, Denny and Truex both have really good records here.
Blaney is being a Toyota or a Chevy.
Here.
He's the only guy that's worth a shit this year in a Ford.
Well, I mean, they've all had their. So Blaney in the last race here, Blaney finished.
Buscher's not going to afford too. So,
yeah, look, the last race here earlier this year, Larson won it. Truex was third. Hamlin was fourth. Blaney was seventh. Like those, Chris Buescher. I think Chris Buescher's out. I don't think he's going to win Martinsville. So you can mark Buescher off your list.
Yep.
I don't think Reddick wins Martinsville.
Nope. He has won Martinsville, though.
I think it's going to come down to the 11 and the 19. I think
Martin ain't going to do squat.
I think James Small decides to pit with 1 lap to go. Denny stays out and wins the race.
I don't think Martin's worth a crap at Martinsville.
And I think Martin will be the only one that pits, too, with 40 cars on the lead lap. And James Small, let's pit and get new tires, mate. We can win the race. Crikeys, that screwed us, mate.
I think Denny will be.
And Martin Truex being the car going, man, I ain't going to be the only one out here working. I'm just driving the car, and y'all got me working all the time.
These Peyronie drive the shit out of their cars.
I think it's going to be a good...
Six.
Martinsville's probably not going to be a good race.
If I was Bell or Larson, I would hang out in the back and not wreck.
Yes. I think it's going to turn out that this is going to actually make the lack of racing there exciting to watch.
Well, Chastain made it exciting last year. That was a pretty damn boring race.
Until the last lap. So, thank you, Ross.
Who owns Martinsville?
I don't know.
Is that
a semi track?
Is it?
I feel like it's a NASCAR track. I'm trying to picture the logo in my head. I just can't. Maybe. All right, Jamie. What reviews you got? We're going to, where are we going? Martinsville.
We're going Virginia.
We're going to Martinsville, Virginia. Tell me what reviews you got, Sunshine.
I only got one because they bore me now. But this is...
You need to find better reviews.
Oh, no, this is wonky. Oh,
okay. So you got one really
It talks about defunding the police, all kinds of things. Oh. Abuse. It's got it all. Poor customer service. So anyway, the unnamed hotel, which should encourage you to...
Not name it. I mean, read reviews.
Read reviews. Because this could be you and your family.
If you don't read reviews.
So Matt from Baltimore wrote this.
All right, Matty.
He said, when entering the elevator around midnight on a Friday night, my wife and I saw a girl laying unconscious in the corner of the elevator.
And elevators aren't that big, so would you get on an elevator with somebody who was laying unconscious in the corner?
I'd probably step out and dial 911.
Or take the stairs.
Which this is puzzling.
I think I would take the stairs.
Listen to this. Not a single one called 911.
See nothing, say nothing.
I don't know. Now, listen to what they did. I got a cell phone. I'm calling 911. It goes to anywhere. You can tell them where you're at. You can say, hey, I'm in Virginia at the hotel next to the track on the elevator with this passed out girl. But anyway, honestly, the worst.
At least tell the lady at the front desk with her gym gloves on.
They did that.
Oh, okay.
Right, go ahead. Crap. Honestly, the worst experience I've ever had at a hotel before.
Finding a woman passed out in the elevator was that bad? Huh?
I don't know. Finding feces in your bed, it's pretty bad.
From the passed out woman?
I found a piece of feces on the toilet seat like someone missed at a company event.
You got a new room, though.
I did.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get it out of my head. I'm OCD. And I said, hey.
There's dingleberries on my toilet seat.
It was not a dingleberry, Brad.
I didn't see it. Or did you send me a picture?
No, I took a picture of it.
I think you sent me a picture. I have seen it.
I went a little Karen. I said, I am a member of the Bonvay Rewards Club, and I would expect a lot more from Marriott.
And I don't even think that was a Marriott.
It was a Marriott.
Okay.
Okay.
It'd have been funny if it wasn't. I expect more out of a Marriott.
I think it was on the company's card. And
Sir, this is a Hilton.
No.
I expected way more out of a Hilton.
Wow.
I want a new hotel.
High dollar. That was a high dollar pooper. When entering the... Oh, I already read that. So they... Well, actually, no. When entering the... He says it again.
Yeah, he double dips.
What's wrong with him?
I think the top one is the title of the
He gave most of his review in the title. Huh. When we asked about her condition, the gentleman she was with said she's fine. Just had a long night.
Oh, so there was a dude on the elevator with her?
Yeah, well, she's laying there, and then just she's like a sack of potatoes in the corner. We noticed scratches on his face. When we questioned him, he changed his demeanor.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, no, I don't even know her.
It's probably a pimp.
He's like, I don't know her. I'm a veterinarian for cats. I declaw cats for a living.
Something felt wrong, so we sent the elevator back down to the first floor. With the passed out girl in it, or did the guy drag her off by her hair down the hallway? Doesn't say.
We sent the man and the girl back down to the first floor. Sir, please stay on this elevator.
We're going back down to the lobby.
You're not getting off here.
Maurice at the front desk told us to stop making a scene.
Told them.
Aren't you dragging your beat up girl into the elevator, not a scene?
Maybe Maurice is the pimp and the guy in the elevator is just a worker.
Said the girl could make her own decisions. Passed out on the floor after it looked like she beat the snot out of her, whatever you want to call him.
John.
Isn't
that what they call him in the police movies?
Is that what a pimp is, a John? Having not dealt with prostitution that often, I don't know.
Yeah, but you've watched enough Blue Bloods and CSIs and all that.
I haven't watched really Blue Bloods. You suggested it.
CSI, yeah, it's a good show.
John's a customer, isn't it?
Yes.
And the dead guy is also John until they know who he is.
You got a John and then you got a John Doe.
So is the prostitute a Jane?
Jane?
If you're a John as a customer, is the prostitute a Jane?
Jane says...
I'm done with Sergio.
I was wondering if you'd pick up on that one, because when I started to sing it, it came out like, hey, Jude. Jane says.
Well, they said, keep in mind. Are they warning us or Maurice? Keep in mind the girl is incoherent, laying in the corner of the elevator.
Well, I mean, she's incoherent
and
in the corner.
They add this. She didn't have shoes on.
Well, she took them off. Would you go to sleep with shoes on?
Not in the elevator. I'd keep my shoes on. After asking Maurice 3 times to call for help. See, the problem is they thought Maurice was smarter than he is. No, you need to spell out for him 911. Yeah. Maurice 911. But they're idiots. They didn't have cell phones. I'm calling 911. As soon as I get off the elevator, this creepy dude with scratches on his face, the door closes, then I'm calling 911. Yeah. They can ask Maurice what room is the incoherent sack of potatoes in the corner of the elevator. What room are they in?
Yeah, but I thought people from up north didn't rat, snitch, whatever you're going to call it here. I thought like that was a northern thing where like
Virginia's kind of
you don't say nothing because you didn't see nothing. You didn't see nothing because you know better.
I didn't see him hit that girl.
It's none of your business.
I didn't see her scratch his face.
I learned on Small Town Murder that what James's mama or his grandma or whatever, she look out the window down in wherever they're from in New York City, and she wouldn't pay attention to all the criminal activities going on below because...
Well, we're talking old school. Those criminals kept the neighborhood clean, too.
Oh, that's the kind of criminals she's talking about.
Yes.
Educating.
The MILFs. The MILFs.
The MILFs.
That's not right.
No.
Sorry, guys. Don't come after me.
No, but I thought that was like a thing. You just know better. Like in the South, everybody's in everybody's business, right? Like You question anybody on my street, and all the old people that live on, like, I live on a dead end street.
Oh, no,
Bunch
I
of
can
old
come
people.
over here on a Sunday while you're at church and steal your kids' bicycles.
And everybody on the street.
And your
knows who
neighbor
you
will
are.
go, he'll probably put words in my mouth.
There's that
my
guy with the
mouth
Maryland
now.
hat.
Oh, is that guy? Are you going to record your podcast today? Yes.
He was here earlier.
You need bicycles for that? Yes.
He was taking yours.
Brad, your co-host took the kids' bicycles.
We watched him.
He rolled and threw them in his...
He was driving a Prius.
And
we got his tag number. No, I mean, literally.
I bring the element to steal the bicycles.
I was cutting down a tree one day, and people from the front of the street drove past
Hey,
the
Brad,
house
you cutting down trees?
to see what I was doing.
What you doing down there, Brad?
Yeah, like, and it's, I don't really mind, but I'm just saying in the South, everybody's in everybody's business, and it just is what it is. Up north, they're not like that.
But they sound kind. Oh, he's cutting down the street. Bless his little heart.
Bless his little heart, cutting down them trees by himself.
Oh, sugar.
Anyway, I don't know where I went with that or why I went there, but go ahead.
We were there.
We're there. We got there somehow, and I'm not sure how, but that's how we drive.
Well, Maurice finally called the police because they don't know how to dial 3 numbers in their cell phones. They must have been drunk.
What 3 numbers you gonna dial?
911.
We can call 411. Get the number first.
Hey, what's the number to 911? I need a number for 911 dispatch.
I hit 9.
That sounds like,
and then the next number's 0. Where's 10 and where's number 11?
That's like me driving a whiteboard behind me, just dragging it and writing down.
Jamie's
this
not
is
here.
not me.
This is not Jamie's car. I'm not speeding. You should write that on your back window of your car.
Oh,
I'm
look.
not speeding.
Actually, Maurice didn't call 911. Another employee had to finally do it. Police and EMTs arrived, and the girl was eventually taken to the hospital. So I guess she was in
the elevator
in an emergency. Yeah, just riding around with some dude with scratches.
He was watching her.
Maybe he tried to take advantage of her, and she slapped him.
I
She had long fingernails.
It's a possibility.
All involved spoke with the police and EMTs for close to 2 hours. It doesn't sound like this is a major case, guys.
It is major.
The gentleman in the elevator left the hotel before the authorities arrived and never came back. So he was just riding up and down, I guess.
Until the authorities arrived.
During all of this, Maurice shoved my wife and others in the elevator.
Maurice.
He then said we were being evicted from the hotel and took our belongings to the street.
Well, it's probably his brother.
When I reached out to the local hotel management about the situation, they essentially denied accountability of the situation. I realize my situation is rare, but strongly recommend you find a different place. It's not worth the risk, and there's something very odd going on at this place. Yes, I agree. Don't go there.
I mean, I wouldn't go there.
It wasn't a major chain.
You think Maurice got fired?
No, I think he was involved.
No, I think he was too, but do you think
That was his cousin or brother?
You think he got fired after the fact?
No, because I saw their stupid response, kind of like our beach house in. We thank you for your advice. We strive to please our tenants.
We looked for the holes in the. We literally posted pictures of holes in the wall
with toilet
paper stuffed in them.
They couldn't find it.
Said that in the review, and the manager of the hotel responded to our review like 2 days later. Like, we have looked in that room, and there's no holes with toilet paper. Not sure what you're talking about.
2 weeks later, someone reviewed and said there was holes in my room. Gave the same room number.
Yeah, we even put the room number, so we know he went to our room and
they had pictures.
All I'm saying is they didn't fix the holes in the wall at the beach house.
Do your due diligence.
Do the due diligence.
Read the reviews.
Read the reviews. You like to read?
I do.
I want to read that new Britney Spears book. It comes out tomorrow.
What's it called?
I Had a Woman in Me.
My daddy
rented
out my hoo-hoo.
Oh. The Woman in Me.
Oh, that's it. The Woman in Me. That's it.
I think it'd be a good.
She's free from her daddy now.
Yeah, the conservatorship thing.
That's just dumb.
Whatever it was.
That's a big word for controlling my adult child.
I want to read the book. Like, you keep seeing little excerpts come out.
You got her autograph over here somewhere in your garage.
It's on the other wall. In high school, I had a whole wall with pictures of Britney Spears that I had taken out of magazines on it.
What do you think she's going to look like in her 70s when she's wearing Depends?
I think she's looking rough now.
I think she's had a rough life.
Probably, but I think she looks rough too.
You think she's doing drugs or daddy just pumped her full of drugs?
Both. I think he got her hooked, and now she's still rolling with him.
Well, she ain't.
Maybe. I don't know. I got to read the book.
You got to be pretty rough not to have custody of your children. Just saying.
I just want to read the book. Because like she just put out, like it was talking about her and Christina Aguilera, how they had like a little beef going on. Like I remember the beef with Fred Durst and all that stuff. Like Eminem rapping about Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears arguing over Fred Durst. I remember all that. Slim Shady.
I remember that.
So
didn't they even make a video making fun of her with a lookalike?
Eminem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Because Christina Aguilera was making fun of Eminem, and I think he ultimately won that battle. But that was back Total Request Live days. Remember those days? So
back when they had videos on TV.
Yeah, they had like
I had music
had like
television.
a 4-hour block of music videos after school.
Well, when I watched them, they just had nothing but music videos and MTV News. And then towards the end, Kirk Loder, yeah.
Yep. And then
towards the end, they finally brought in TRL.
Yeah, Total Request Live.
Then they invented reality TV.
Who was the dude that hosted Carson Daly?
He's on like a major network entertainment reporter now.
Yeah.
I don't watch.
I don't know.
Mainline news. Or is it mainstream? Mainline.
I'm mainlining my news. This is great news.
That's some H news there, baby.
I'm mainlining it.
I'm a little fentanyl with that.
That'll be the name. Yeah. That'll be the name of our news podcast.
Mainline News.
Mainline News.
You know, Mainline is also what they call the elite families of Philadelphia.
Mainline?
Yeah.
I had a customer in Alabama who was Mainline Heating and Air.
Wow. What was that R410A? Straight in there?
Mainlined it.
Did he take it out of the liquid side of the jug? Or did he gas it?
I don't know if they're still around. So. Not sure they made it. Maybe they did.
Is he the reason you have to have locking caps on your air conditioners now?
No, but I believe that problem did start in Alabama because I met some sketchy people.
You know what's crazy about that?
Really sketchy people.
You get dizzy. I've accidentally caused a leak and
huffed some Freon
by accident. And you do get a little high, but you could just hold your breath till you pass out. It's the same thing.
Have somebody choke you out.
You don't need Freon.
Doesn't it like freeze your brain?
You know, no, I just kind of
freezes the crap out of your hand.
I got unsteady.
Have you had Freon burn before? Had your hand turn yellow?
Yes.
It sucks. It will heal up. It takes a while.
And that POE, it's hard to come off your hand too.
The POE?
Yeah, I ran out of screws.
Just use WD-40.
We were installing stuff, and it was a 10-ton air handler. And I had a screw that was too big and wasn't very straight, and it hit a refrigerant line.
Peyronie's?
Yeah, Peyronie's issues.
Your Peyronie screw?
And then all of a sudden you hear the 20-pound charge just go.
Oh, that would be bad on a 10-ton.
And I'm in a mechanical closet.
That's when you huffed it.
I'm like, we gotta get out! Oh, here.
This is great.
Luckily, the commercial property was empty.
Caught you?
Yeah, there was no one there.
Did you fall off the ladder?
They found me passed out in the elevator with a dude riding up and down the elevator with scratches on his face. Yeah.
So now we know what happened to her. She was huffing Freon.
She was up on the 13th floor.
When you huff Freon on the 13th floor in an elevator, you could end up like this woman.
Let's do a drug ad about huffing refrigerant.
Don't do it.
Don't huff refrigerant.
Don't do it.
Don't let kids make it into a Tide Pod thing.
Please don't.
No.
We don't need. I mean, I think that could be a problem.
It will kill you.
I'm sure it would.
Or give you frostbite, one or the other.
Around your lips.
Yeah. Well, you'll have purple lips the next day at school if you survive.
What happened to you?
Oh, huff is a refrigerant.
It was from the Grimace's car.
It's huffing refrigerant at McDonald's.
Yeah, all kind of people have worked. Have you seen that McDonald's commercial? It's like 9 out of 10 people have worked at a McDonald's have Peyronie's disease.
Well, that's what I gathered after my second scotch.
And they've been riding bicycles with ED for years. I didn't know they had ad over there.
Have you seen that dude that's real excited on his bicycle and he starts to fly?
Yeah, Peyronie's.
Was that a Peyronie's ad?
Oh, no, that's the Goodyear ad. Where he's flying from billboard to billboard?
No, there's a dude, it's Consumer Cellular, another over 65 ad.
So you like?
Hey, the France family needs to straighten this shit out, dude.
I'm telling you, man. If you don't have a disease,
If
not
your
watching
market
NASCAR.
are the people I just buried,
There's a problem.
you got a problem.
You need a new market.
Yeah.
All right, so NASCAR is going to Martinsville this weekend. It is a playoff final race. NBC will be broadcasting in person.
They got two shit tracks for the final two races.
I'm telling you, man. It's the car. It is the car. It's not the track. It's
Make
the
it
car.
an automatic for the little races so they don't have to shift.
I think they should just take one tire off. Do it with three.
That'll work. Why not?
A 3-car race. A 3-tire race.
How about NASCAR?
No tires. You get one set of tires for 500 miles.
Randomly gives one car with interliners. Gives them an unfair advantage.
I think you make them run the whole 500 miles on one set of tires.
What if you made them and you don't announce
whoever can save their tires the best?
Instead of turning left, we're going to do it backwards.
Ooh, yeah. That morning, Sunday morning.
Yeah, just tell, hey, guys, you know, we usually we're going to actually start the race in reverse.
They have a Peyronie's pit road at Martinsville, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That pit road is definitely Peyronified.
They're big on their wieners there, too. Everybody talks about how awesome.
You can get a wiener in the infield or on their Peyronie's pit
road. $5 for $1.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
You get 5 wieners for $1 at Martinsville. All right, so it is at 2 p.m. is the race. It's going to be on NBC and MRN Network. It is a 0.526-mile track. The last race there earlier this year in the springtime.
So if it's MRN, it is a NASCAR.
Correct. Oh, yeah. Good point. Mm-hmm. So last race there earlier in the springtime, Larson won it. Logano finished second. Martin Truex third. Hamlin fourth. Chase Briscoe rounded out the top 5. Eric Almirillo sixth. Blaney seventh. Stenhouse Jr. came in at 8th with Bubba Wallace right behind him in 9th. And Chase Elliott rounded out the top 10 in last spring's race at Martinsville Speedway. You like that?
Mm-hmm.
Try to do it my Nancy.
Speedway.
Last week, I beat Jamie at Vegas.
And he beat me at.
And then Martinsville picks I had Reddick, Wallace, and Gibbs for a total of 16 points.
You mean Florida? You said Martinsville.
I mean Homestead. Homestead. I had Reddick or Hamburglar, Wallace or Grimace.
Because that's Gibbs. Next week.
Homestead.
Yeah, No, that's this week. Next week is
Martinsville's this week. Homestead was last week.
Yeah, but you were acting as though we'd already had winners.
I'm confused. We took a week off. So at Homestead, I had 16 points.
So you can time travel when you take a week off?
I did. You can. And
Brad did his duty as a juror.
Yeah. It sucked too.
Or did you do a duty?
You just sat in a room.
Did you drop a deuce in the courthouse?
You sat in a room.
Did they let you drop a deuce in the courthouse?
No, you didn't. We didn't even go. We lined up to go to the courthouse.
Sounds like abuse.
We get in line, and the judge is like, "Never mind. Go back to the assembly room."
Now, is that the courthouse with the world's longest bench, or is that a different one?
No, it's down.
That's the historic courthouse.
Yeah, that's the OG courthouse
with the world's longest bench.
Yeah, it's a straight bench too.
It's not gay.
It doesn't have Peyronies.
It was from. I read the historical sign.
It
said it was an OG pine tree from back in the day, and that was one cut.
It just fell. Yeah,
and people came.
Oh yeah, we went to the square when we dressed up as Lincoln and
and
Washington, George.
People came from miles away back when this was rural just to see the world's biggest bench.
Come on, see my bench.
Hey, let's go. We're going to take the wagon.
I got a straight bench, and it don't even have Peyronies.
We're going to harness the horses here in McDonough, and we're going to go to Fayetteville and look at the world's longest bench, kids.
It's kind of like Homestead's pit road. It's long and skinny.
Like when I turn my wiener into a straw?
Long and skinny. All right, so at Homestead, you have Byron.
My girlfriend at the time called Leonard Skinnerd.
Byron. You have William Byron, Kevin Harvick, and Eric Jones for a total of 29 points. I won with the lower number, the way we do it, lowest number wins. You picked first this week at Martinsville. Who you got?
Boy, I haven't picked this much in a long time. Let's see.
Out of 1 through 10?
William Byron.
All right.
Thought he was going to win for me. I ain't picking Chase. He done screwed me over so many times. Harvick. Going with Harvick again. Just because I'm playing the numbers. I don't think he's going to win anything this year, but he's solid.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Safe. He's a safe pick.
That's a top 15 just for him. Unless he wrecks. Then I'm screwed. Then, I get to go first. Denny. I get Denny.
Duh.
Denny's going to win the race.
I should pick Truex down there.
He's just a Trojan horse waiting to kick your ass. I wouldn't do it.
All right, at the top, I'm going to go with Bell. I'm going to go with. I'll go with Chase.
Good luck, buddy. His head ain't in it. Go ahead. Take him. You're going to wreck halfway through the race.
Well, I think he's a safe pick, too.
To wreck?
I think him and Harvick are going to finish right around each other, so I'm combating your Harvick pick with Chase.
Well, he got injured, suspended.
Oh, he doesn't matter this year.
And now he gets jealous. His girlfriend's a cheerleader at LSU, and he gets jealous of 100,000 men staring at her. Well, his head's not in the game.
He's not worried about winning because Hendricks is like, look, dude, we're not investing in you right now. You're not in the championship. We're not worried about you. The Owners' Championship, he must not even really be in the running.
You think Jeff Gordon says congratulations for having no personality?
Congratulations.
You win.
The only driver at Hendrick Motorsports that is allowed to have personality is Jeff Gordon.
I agree.
He will not allow any driver to have a personality. And it's a narcissistic thing, I think.
We know Penske didn't like personality either.
Well, Roger's the only one that's not allowed to have a personality. And heck, Roger don't have a personality. All right, so I picked Bell, Elliott, and I go Larson. I can't do Truex. Larson's either going to win it or lose it. So.
Truex seems to lose it while he's doing laps.
I'm telling you, the last pit stop of the day, everybody's going to stay out, and James Smalls is going to bring Truex down pit road.
So he can lose?
Well, that's just what James Smalls does. Yeah. That's all. All right, that's all I got this week.
You got anything else? No, I got Peyronies, but I'll still have that next week. Hey, do you? Hey, Dale. I don't think he got anything. I'd rather have Peyronies than nothing at all.
Well, maybe it curves backwards.
That would mean
downwards. So when he's standing like that,
if someone says "Go screw yourself,"
it's like a Tucker.
He's doing it.
He's
like a Tucker.
He's a Tucker.
A Chris Tucker.
He tucked.
Hey, Chris.
He tucked before.
Haven't heard from. Call. Haven't heard from you in a while.
He tucked before tucking was cool.
He's Chris Tucker.
Tucked before tucking was cool.
Call us, Tuck.
Holla. All right, thanks.
Think Tuck listens anymore?
Probably not.
We'll find out if he calls us. Probably text us hate mail.
Probably. We don't like that hate mail. All right, thanks to everyone who listens, watches the show, shares it on social media, shares it with your friends, however you share it. Thanks for sharing.
We don't care how you share it.
You write it on the bathroom wall. Yeah. Whatever you decide to do.
Don't give them our phone number.
We're good with it. Thanks for following us on Twitter. If you don't follow us, we're at Car Backwards. Go follow us on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. If you're watching us on YouTube, this is our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and watch our other videos.
Where do we need to go from Twitter? Half their users have disappeared in the last 6 months. Instagram?
No. I've tried Instagram. I can't.
TikTok?
I'm not TikToking.
Why aren't you going to TikTok?
I'm not going to TikTok because I am not Chinese.
I'm going to TikTok.
You TikTok all you want.
You think they'll monitor what I do with my phone once I download TikTok?
They will.
Maybe I'll buy a burner and just...
A burner TikToker?
Yeah, so they're following...
Jamie's got a burner phone just for TikTok.
I won't even pay to have it activated. I'll hotspot it off my other phone.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean I get a virus through this into the burner?
You get a virus with all that Peyronie's medicine you're taking. All right, make sure you check us out on Spotify and make sure you click the follow button on Spotify if you listen there, and make sure you rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review like Brandon did. Brandon, thank you again for that.
Does he review us over and over again or just using the review over and over again?
Well, we've only got one review from Brandon, so
Is that cool, Brandon, driving the train?
Yeah.
Thanks, Brandon.
That's Choo-Choo Brandon.
I like Choo-Choo Brandon.
I do too. He's my buddy. Except he went to Hawaii and didn't even invite his favorite podcast host.
I just want to.
Wouldn't you take? You want to ride in the train? I want to go.
You
to
know
Hawaii.
what? I could be a hobo and just hop in a boxcar. Not tell him until we're done.
Silent. Hey, Brandon.
And then we can go to OG. I bet you there's a better coffee place in Seattle than Starbucks.
Well, hopefully we're getting to see him when we go out there. I mean, not you.
I'm not going with you and your wife.
No, we're not taking.
That'd be awkward.
We're not taking Jamie on our anniversary excursion through the.
Hey, Brad.
Northwest. I had to bring him, honey. We got to record 2 shows on this this
Can
trip.
you shut him up in his little pop tent out there?
How am I going to get to watch NASCAR on those 2 weeks? It's crazy.
Tell him he doesn't have Peronis so he can go to sleep.
Go to sleep, Jamie. Get off that picnic table. Just checking for Peronis.
Use your flashlight, not your phone.
If you need us, you can email us. We're racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com.
Some people will actually do it.
We will read them. Yeah.
What is it again? I don't even know our email address.
Racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com. And I'll tell Jamie about them.
Pod.
Make sure to check out our new merch store.
Is it .pod?
Racecar.
Racecarbackwards.pod?
No dots. It's just racecarbackwardspod.
.com?
P-O-D.
.com?
No, racecar.
At Gmail?
At gmail.com.
Oh, okay, I got it now.
Making me mad, Sunshine.
Okay.
Our merch store is racecarbackwards.threadless.com. Make sure to check it out. Other than that, again, this has been episode 80. Thanks, Stewart and Kelly. We greatly appreciate y'all's support. Y'all have a great week. And
we need a giveaway for our last episode.
We're working on it.
Should we give away the wrecked Porsche?
I'm working with another one of the show supporters, Designs by Sydney, on
Hey,
some
it's
giveaways
dusty
now.
in here. Look at the dust it's collected.
I tried to clean it off, but it's like sticky on there. So I think
it must have been behind Larson.
Must have been
down at Homestead.
It got sanded on.
It is kind of sandy. It's not like dust.
All right, y'all have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Adios.